Hi, I'm Jennifer, and my boyfriend Devin and I are renovating this 1994 Carry Light fifth wheel. And when Devin bought the RV in August, we actually posted a video showing exactly what it looked like before. So you should definitely check that out if you haven't already. We did actually get started in August, but we had some interruptions. So I would say this is more like 2 months worth of work, something like that. And since we've been able to be closer to where the RV is parked, we have really been plowing through renovating. It is January 1st, 2021, so I thought this would be a really nice way to start the year, just showing where we're starting, and we are planning on living in it full time, hopefully in just a couple months when we're all done renovating. So I thought it'd be really cool to be able to look back on where we were on January 1st. So we actually just finished doing the floors today. Obviously not completely done. We still have to fill in some little gaps here and there. But this flooring is laminate flooring from Lowe's, and the color is called Old World Oak, and it's very dirty right now. We live in a very dusty area, so I'm not gonna bother cleaning it while we're still renovating. But if you look closely, I did not follow a very consistent pattern, mostly on this side, and I kind of regretted that, so I kind of cleaned up my act over here. I don't think anyone's gonna be in here being like, wow, those floor planks really don't follow a consistent pattern. Hopefully, it's probably only gonna bother me and probably only for a little while, but love that. We completely finished staining the cabinets, and those ones are not up yet because they are special cabinets that had an insert that we're still working on. But this was a ton of work. All of these cabinets and cabinet frames took 5 coats of stain. I've talked about it in other videos, but I absolutely hated working with the stain. This wood was definitely not very absorbent, but I think it still turned out pretty cool. In the video, it probably looks like it's just solid green, but it's actually kind of a wash, and you can see the wood grain, which is what we wanted. I made a whole separate video about staining the cabinets, so check that out. We obviously still have to go through and do trims on a lot of these pieces, but we did get this Formica, I think that's what it's called, countertop, and we did cut this ourselves with a razor blade and then used cement or whatever you call it to attach it. And then this piece we tried to cut ourselves, but it was so skinny that it was really hard to get it looking straight. So we're gonna have that professionally cut, because we're also replacing the countertops. We ripped off the old one, and we ordered it from Lowe's, and they do not do like specific cuts as far as like the sink and all of that. So we're taking it to a separate countertop place to do that. We also took out the sink because we are going to be painting it black. It was stainless steel and it looked very like utilitarian. And we got appliance epoxy, so we're working on that, and we'll show you that in a later video. We also took out all of the window frames and are working on replacing them. We finished the one for the kitchen, and that will also be in a different video. We had help putting cedar panels on all of these walls. It took probably like 4 days of work. We were so thankful to have help from an actual contractor, family friend, to do all that. At first, they were very purple, and I was very upset, and I wanted to stain them, but Devin wanted to keep them natural because of the smell and all of that. But they've actually faded to brown very fast. We only did this about a month ago. And we also replaced the balusters, I found out that they're called, basically just the supports that were right here that were kind of dated and ugly, with tree branches, and I was super proud that my idea worked out. We had to take off this piece and this piece in order to do that, and then screw them back into the ceiling and the wall. But that turned out really cool. We bought these dinette benches off of Facebook. Before, it was just regular old table and chairs. The table is the original one, but we are gonna stain it. But we mainly wanted these because of the extra storage, but they're also so comfortable. We are gonna have to recover that cushion. And we also, I'm kind of bummed, but we have to make one of the benches shorter because when the slide comes in, this heater is in the way. It's such a small thing, but we have to do it in order to be able to put the slide in without taking the bench out and, you know, all of that's gonna be bolted down anyway. So that's gonna be a project too. Now you'll see that we painted like kindergartners. We did not tape off any of the walls or anything when we were staining because we're obviously going to be covering all of this. We ordered a wallpaper, so we haven't done that yet. By the way, we did post in another video us doing this wallpaper on the backsplash. It was our first time doing wallpaper and we're pretty happy with how it turned out. But it was pretty challenging. So doing wallpaper on pretty much everything else that you see that's white is gonna be another project in itself. We did paint the ceilings. We picked this tan color because we wanted to keep with the foresty, like earthy stuff without it being like super dark. And we did save ourselves a step by painting over this trim. So we won't have to replace that. We did add a trim up here because there was kind of a nasty like tan one that we got stain all over and eventually just decided to tear off instead of tape off. So we did all that, and we do have to clean up the edges a little bit. I don't think this was the right kind of trim to use on the ceiling, but it works, and we used a compressor gun to help us keep it up. We are going to replace the microwave with a black one if we can find it super cheap and the right size and everything, because the only thing wrong with this one is that it really stands out because everything else is black. Honestly, a lot of the days in here that we were working were, you know, gutting the place. Like pulling out the carpet took so much energy and arm strength. So a lot of the work we've done you don't really see, but this is like, especially the fact that we are on a property now where we can have a work desk out there and have all of our stuff out of the RV. It's really starting to feel like home, and we are getting so excited. We're definitely going to keep plowing through with, you know, all the finishing touches like the trims, and we want to put like some kind of wood to frame out the slide. We also pulled out every lighting fixture. That's a lighting fixture, that's a lighting fixture. There are a couple under here, there's one there, there's ones here, there's sconces there. And we are gonna have an electrician help us connect all of those, because as far as I understand, you can have any kind of lighting fixture in an RV, but you have to be careful about having the right kind of bulb and everything like that. So we just wanna make sure we're being super safe, no fire hazards. But that's gonna be really cool to replace all of those. And we got a different sink faucet, which is gonna look really awesome. Got that from Amazon. Basically, I'm gonna show you guys the finished product for sure. We haven't even touched the bathroom or bedroom yet, but we've made a ton of progress and I just wanted to share. Thank you for watching.